I called earlier, but I also had, I got your mobile number as well, but I thought, well, probably you're not allowed to use it at school, so
Yeah,
call again.
yeah, my dad told me. Yeah, I didn't have it with me because I was at school, so sorry about that.
Oh, okay. No, that's okay, that's okay. So, yeah, I'm sorry that you didn't have the chance to ask your question, but this is always the problem with these events. We have a whole lot of questions, and the time is limited because of the satellites, etc.
Yeah, I
So,
understand. I understand.
yeah, go ahead. There's always a delay with the satellite, so yeah, we have to a little delay. Go ahead.
So my question is, what stops radiation from entering the space station?
Well, actually, nothing. Well, it's not nothing, but we get more radiation up here. Of course, we have the aluminium hull, but it's very thin. Most of the radiation, luckily, is not getting through because of the magnetic field that shields us from most of the radiation, the whole planet, and also the space station, because we're still under that. That's much further away from the Earth. But the atmosphere we don't have, and that means that we get more radiation than on the ground. And actually, we can see that in two ways. You see flashes sometimes in your eyes when a radioactive particle hits your retina on the back side of the eye. You see it as a flash. But you can also see it when it hits the atmosphere, and that is the aurora, the northern and southern lights. And that's really beautiful and fantastic to see. But it also, it makes you aware that space is not that empty and that it's full with particles. So we are shielded still a bit, but not like on Earth.
Wow, that's incredible.
So it's a risk. It's a health risk. And there are several health risks. Bone loss we have for sure. Muscle atrophy. Because you can imagine I'm here 190 days when I return, and it means that I don't use my bones and muscle much, and we have to exercise, but still it's not that optimal for your body. So of course we have now a lot of experience, and we know what kind of exercises are good. But it's clear that the human body is not really made for that, and that is important for future travels to Mars. And who knows, maybe you that much more time, 3 years. So you never know, and then so that requires a lot of research in the field of the medical side effects of spaceflight.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing.
Another question.
How does it feel to be weightless in space? I can't imagine it.
Well, do you swim now and then?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the feeling of floating underwater, but then you should not move, because then you feel the water. You don't have that. But if you just float underwater, you don't touch anything. That's a bit the feeling you have in weightlessness. And so you also, if you cannot swim, the first reaction that people have when they come into space and into weightless condition, they start to make swimming movements because it's the same feeling.
Yeah.
It has no use because there's only air and you only kick off all kind of equipment of the wall. So you have to be careful with that a bit. But that is a bit of the feeling that you that comes a bit close to it.
Wow, that's incredible.
No.
How much longer is it?
Was it a nice event?
Sorry, say that again?
Was it a nice event in the Science Center?
Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Good.
Tell them about the experience.
So, what are your plans? Are you want to get engaged in science or get into the space business industry?
I would absolutely love to work for the European Space Agency. I've always had such a passion, and I absolutely love science and space. I can't get enough of it. It's absolutely incredible. And when when my science lessons are my favourite lessons of school, and when the teacher's talking about it, it's just like some kids in my class, they like going to theme parks and stuff, but I just love learning about space and science. So it's definitely one of my greatest dreams and hopes to one day do what you're doing. Such an inspirational and admirable job.
Yeah, I understand fully because I had the same feeling always. I loved the same, I had the same interest that you have now, and it's also had some good teachers in physics and all kind of other sciences, and that was very stimulating. You have even more chance than I had to get into this business. Well, at least I started. I started to work for the European Space Agency to coordinate scientific experiments. So I was working already for ESA almost 10 years before I became an astronaut, and you have a very good chance to start working for ESA or for another or for space industry things like that. I work a lot with British colleagues. Actually, you know Nigel Savage, but I also work with a girl who is my trainer. So we have at least weekly contact via internet phone and video, because she is the one who takes care that I get the right physical training to get back in shape. And so you have a good chance, and who knows, maybe we'll be colleagues in the future.
Is there anything you can do now with ESA to get involved with?
I wanted to know if there's anything I can do now to bring me closer to working for ESA.
Well, what I hear is that you already are doing science. How do you call it? The science curriculum. So you
Yes.
you pick the right direction, and that's the most important, because later on you will need that if you go to university, because that's what you. If you want to become an astronaut, or probably also if you want to work for the agency, depends on what kind of work you want to do. But if you want to start working for ESA as an engineer or a scientist, then you need, of course, the university degree in one of those directions, and that can be a lot. I mean, I'm a medical doctor, but you can be an electronic engineer, you can be a chemist. There's a lot of different directions for astronauts, but also for people who work in the space business. You need people who know about materials. You need people who know about electronics, about physical science, Earth observation. So as long as it's technical and you say the hard sciences, and so you have a lot of possibilities to get there. And there is something like the young graduate position. Young graduates and research fellows, and young graduates, they can be people like you, that they before they start studying or during their studies, they can spend some time and work at the European Space Agency. So there are a lot of possibilities.
Wow. Thank you.
This is Davina Rivers. This is Summer's mother. Andrè, I just wanted to thank you so much for making contact with us here. It's so fantastic. We're so privileged to be able to speak to you, and it's very, very kind of you to do this for Summer. She's living one of her dreams talking to you.
I can imagine, because I felt the same way. Whenever there was an astronaut speaking somewhere in another town in the country, then I went there by train, and because I fully understand the magic that goes with spaceflight. And still, there are moments if I see a documentary on television or I see footage of other astronauts and the work in space and satellites, and say, "Oh, this is great," and then I realize, "Oh, I'm doing that."
Can I ask a question? Do you have any spiritual experiences when you're up above the earth and you're able to see this amazing creation in the window in front of you.
Yes, something like that. You get a feeling that you're part of the cosmos. It's much, yeah. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's bigger than you can imagine.
I'm sure.
And it's a strange realization of something bigger.
Yeah.
I like to. I always want to keep this. You know, you can take pictures and film, and some things come very close, like IMAX movies, for example.
Yeah.
But this higher feeling, it's very very special. And every time I look out the window, then I feel it. And that doesn't happen often, I must say.
Yeah.
Because we're working very hard.
I'm sure.
Today I didn't look out the window yet.
Really?
So there are days that they don't look out because just no time. And,
amazing.
These moments are precious, and it's a very special environment. And I hope someone that you get the chance to see that as well in the future.
That would be absolutely incredible.
It'd be great, huh?
It'd be amazing.
Well, it is possible.
Yes, it is possible. Definitely.
Thank you so much, Andrè. Summer's father, we spoke earlier. I just again want to thank you for helping Summer's dreams become a reality. And one day I am hoping that I too will be able to see her in space. And maybe, who knows, you'll be working together sometime in the future.
Well, that would be great. And nothing is impossible. It would be fantastic. And I feel that she is living her dream, and that she's doing the things that she likes. And that's a very important thing. You have to do the things that you like. And if that brings you to space industry, space business, space flight, then it's great. And I feel that she is on the right way. So I wish you all the best. And who knows, we see each other as well.
Thank you, Andrè. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Greetings from space. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my God! Can you, like, if I need to sit down, please, I'm sitting there.